Well, howdy-ho, everybody. Rich here. Did you know that Scotts has a subscription service where you can have their turf builder fertilizer delivered directly to your door? So they even have a tool you can go on their website. You walk through some basic steps, answer a few questions. It'll tell you exactly what products you need, how much you need, and when to apply them for your specific application. Now, I signed up for this service for a whole year, and I'd like to share my thoughts on how it worked out for me, along with some of the pros and cons, and maybe this will help you out. To get started with this process, you're going to go directly to Scotts' website. Now, you can search that, or you can just go to www.scotts.com. And when you get to their page, you may have some pop-up screens and other things come up. Go ahead and close that and scroll to the top. At the top, you'll see something called Build a Lawn Plan, and then under there, select the Scotts program. This page brings up more information about the program, but if you scroll down a little ways, you'll find something called Get Your Plan. Now, this is where you're going to start answering questions specific to your application. The first one is, do you have a spreader? If you do, just select what you have. If you don't, it'll actually include a spreader as part of the plan. Of course, that will come at an additional cost. The next thing it'll ask you is, what does your lawn look like? And you simply move these sliders back and forth to try to come up with the best representation of your lawn. I'm going to put everything kind of to the good side here because my lawn's in decent shape at this point. So the next thing it'll ask you is information related to the size of your yard. I'm going to go ahead and put 12,000 square feet in here just because that's about as big as a bag goes. It'll also ask you for your zip code so it knows the location. It'll also ask you if you know what type of grass you have. Now, I don't, so I just hit I'm not sure, and this has worked out fine for me. Okay, so here's your plan. Now, whether or not you decide to use the subscription service, I would recommend that you print this out or capture a screenshot of this, because I find this information to be very helpful. It tells you what product to use and when to use it and what it's supposed to do for your lawn. So again, even if you don't use the subscription service, this is really a valuable tip. Okay, so next thing, it displays the cost information. Now, you see you can buy these as individual items, so you can just get them each time you need them, or you can do it as an annual subscription. If you decide to go with the annual subscription, they do give you a 10% discount. Now, the price there includes the product and shipping and everything, so just keep that in mind. From there, you just enter your account and payment information, and you're all signed up. So hopefully that overview of the program was helpful. Now, having used this for a couple of years myself, I found a few pros and cons. So the number one pro for me was that you can use the online tool to determine exactly what you need based on your grass type, your area, what the health of your lawn, etc. And it tells you exactly what you need. It takes the guesswork out. I've gone to the big box store so many times. There's a yellow bag, there's a black bag, there's a white bag. I have no idea what to use or when to apply it. And when to apply it is my second pro. Right there, it gives you the application window. It tells you apply during these dates and what that product is going to do for you. Again, I've never really known to do that. I feel like I'm guessing, right? You get the bag that says spring, you put it down in the spring. Well, spring is 3 months. When in that 3 months do I put it down for my area? Scotts helps narrow that down, take some of the guesswork out of it, which I find really useful. The third pro is that it comes right to your door. So if you don't have a place where you can go locally and get the product, or if you can't find the one that they recommended for you locally, you can just order it. It shows up at your doorstep. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the cons. So on the delivery note, that's going to be my first con. In my experience, Scotts ships the product just whenever. So if your application window is the 15th of April through the 15th of May, you might get the product on the 1st of March. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just set this around in the corner of my garage for the next 45 days. It seemed to me they would ship it a little closer to your application window. That sort of jumps into my second con, is there's really no information. The product just comes in a big cardboard box. You would think that they would either include a tip sheet in there that says, apply during this time frame, or at a minimum, they would send you an email that just has nothing more than here's the product we shipped you, here's the application window again for your area. So you're guessing. So if you didn't save a copy of that plan, you don't, or put it in your calendar, you don't know exactly when to put it down. And I feel like that's just something that would be so easy for Scotts to do to make the service more convenient for the user. My third con, and probably the biggest one for me, is the price. So I find that through the subscription service, it's way more expensive than you can get it at a local big box store. In fact, I just recently did the late spring treatment, and it was about $20 cheaper to pick it up at Lowe's than it was to get it through the Scott's subscription service. And here's the part that really kills me. You can actually order the same fertilizer from the Scott's store on Amazon, and it's also cheaper than their subscription service. So it would seem to me that if they've got you locked into a subscription service, they would do it at a more competitive price and be a little more informative about when to apply it. And I think those are key misses that Scott's failed here in this subscription service. So with all that in mind, am I still using the subscription service? No. Did I find it helpful? Well, absolutely. And the reasons that I found it helpful were from the pros that I talked about. They told me exactly what product I should be using, how much I should be applying, and when I should be applying it. So what I ended up doing was canceling the subscription service. I took screenshots of that, which I saved as photos on my phone, and I created calendar invites to remind me to do those applications. Now, when the window comes up, I either then buy the product online, and I'll stick some links in the description below so you can find it easily on Amazon. You'll obviously have to find the product that's specific to your application, but hopefully that can at least redirect you to the Scott store or other locations so you can find it cheaper than the subscription, but still make sure you're getting the right product. Now, from a general results perspective, how did it work out for me? So the yard was reasonably healthy when I moved in. There were not too many weeds, but there was definitely a lot of clover in the grass. Now, we moved in July, almost 4 years ago. It was really hot, it was really dry, so I didn't do any fertilizer application for the rest of that year. Spring came around, I didn't do the fertilizer. We kind of got into late spring, early summer, and the weeds started to pop up really bad. Mostly, again, the clover was out of control, and that was when I started looking at things to do. I tried my own formulas with the fertilizer for a while, the weed and feeds, and had some success, but definitely not where I wanted to be. That was when I discovered the Scott service. I tried it for a year, and my lawn definitely improved. Now, based on the cost and the weird way that they ship it to you without information and at random times, I decided not to continue the service. But I'm absolutely continuing to follow their program, and every year my lawn looks a little bit better. I don't really have too many dandelions. Occasionally one or two will pop up, and the clover is far more under control. So do I recommend the subscription service? No. Do I recommend going to their website, using the program tools, and then using their products? Yeah, I'm having good success with that, and hopefully you will too. Hope this video helped you out. If it did, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Think about subscribing to the channel. And as always, to all my brothers and sisters serving in harm's way around the world, you're always in my thoughts. Be safe out there. Till next time, everybody.